Today's topic is going to be alignment, so we're going to start over here. The first thing you need to do is write a work order. After you get the work order, you need to have a signature. If you don't have a signature, anything that you do to the car is actually free for them. You need to verify the customer complaint. Make sure that if the car is pulling to the left according to the actual customer, make sure that it actually is pulling to the left. The next items that we start to look at are the tires. Tire pressure, tire size. Type of tire makes a difference, as well as who manufactured the tire as well. Those will all cause pulling issues or alignment issues. Ride height is the next item. That would be torsion bars, coil springs, shock absorbers. Could be your tire pressure being low again. It could be a problem with different coil springs, like I said earlier. Loose parts, anything from ball joints to tie rod ends to idle arms, pitman arms, etc., could be loose, including the upper and lower A-frame bushings. So once we check all this and determine that everything is right and correct, then we can actually go ahead and start checking the angles. The angles we check are camber, caster, and toe. If we have to change those three angles, because those are the only three that are adjustable, we have caster, camber, and toe. So you would adjust the caster first, then the camber, then the toe, because the caster does affect camber and toe, but camber and toe do not affect the caster. An example of camber, we're looking at my engine here with the tire. It's going to wear on the A and the C section. So straight up and down, that would be good. That's the way we want our camber to be. However, you might have a situation where you have negative camber. Negative camber is when the top of the tires are leaning in towards each other. Positive camber is when the top of the tires are leaning away from each other, or one is leaning away from the other one. You could have a situation such as this, where the left front tire in this case is positive, looking at the front of the car, and the right is negative. This would cause the car to drift or pull to the left in this case. Tire wear, once again, is inside or outside edge. Next angle is caster. So I've got my little person here drawn, lower ball joint, upper ball joint, and it's the placement of the upper ball joint in relationship to the lower ball joint. So if the upper ball joint is backwards, that would be positive caster, because it is harder to walk that way, and you're positive it's harder to walk that way. Positive caster makes the steering harder to turn. Negative caster, leaning forward, actually makes it easier to turn, but it's not quite as stable. There is no tire wear with caster at all. It will pull to the smaller side. So if the left side is say 6 degrees positive and the right side is 6.5, it will pull to the smaller side to the left. The race cars have positive caster. Buses, because of the weight, would have negative caster. People that drive on the highway normally would want more positive caster. And if you just drive in the city, you would want negative to make it a little bit easier. Once again, with the road crown, we would pull to the smaller number. So in the United States, we would make it pull to the left. Great Britain, we would actually make the right side smaller, so it pulls to the right. With toe, we're looking at the front of the tires versus the back of the tires. They should be parallel to each other. In the case down here, I actually have the front is closer than the back. So this is towed in. Down here, I'm looking at the outside. The back is a little bit smaller than the front. This would be towed out. There is tire wear, and that tire wear is going to be in section B, the center section of the tire. It will have a sawtooth edge. The way to determine if a tire is towed is to actually feel the center section. If your hand grabs more, has more friction going in, then the tire is towed out. If your hand grabs more coming out, then you're having a situation where that tire is towed in. SAI is the steering axis inclination. It's the upper and lower ball joints looking at the front, leaning slightly in. The purpose of SAI is to return the steering wheel to the straight ahead position after the turn. It also helps keep the car stable so it doesn't wander. IA, which is included angle, is nothing more than the SAI plus or minus the camber. If you have positive camber, SAI plus camber, lets me know the lower control arm probably is bent. If I have SAI minus the camber, lets me know that the upper control arm is probably bent, or the frame is bent up there as well. Coming over here, we do have our tracking. Tracking is a diagonal measurement of my left front to my right rear versus right front to left rear, and they should be equal. If they're not equal, like this one where A is smaller than B, this is going to cause the car to pull. Frame could be bent, axle could be shifted over. Need to do a little bit of research, but you definitely have bent something here, so need to fix that. Offset is the side-to-side measurement, left side versus my right side. and I should have those equal as well. In some cases, A might be a little bit less than B, and this would cause the car to pull slightly to the left. This, once again, if it is off, is because someone did something, done something, needs to be repaired. Going over to our steering geometry here, normal turns would be about 23 and 20, so if the left wheel goes to the left 23, the right one should go 20. If the right one also goes 23, this would cause the car to feel loose and possibly cause the car to spin out. With the one over here, 23 and 17, the left tire saying I'm going to the left, the right tire says I kind of want to go left, but not really. This is going to cause a tight situation or a pushing situation. If these are off, then the steering knuckle is actually bent and needs to be replaced. Tread wear with the tire, we're looking at a number, anything from 100 up. Obviously, the bigger the number, the better it's going to be. It's going to last longer. Traction is A, B, and C. Obviously, we'd prefer to have an A. Similar to in our classes, we'd rather have an A. Temperature, A to C again. Once again, best temperature rating is an A. Maximum PSI, do not fill your tires up to the maximum PSI. Look in the dash, look in the owner's manual, look on the door jamb, check and see what it's supposed to be, even if you have to go on the internet and Google it. Most of the tires are going to be anywhere from 28 to 35. Want to make sure what your tires are supposed to be. When we have look at the sidewall, we're going to see something similar to P225/70R15. The P stands for the type of tire, T would stand for truck, LT light truck, P would be passenger car tire. 225 is the section width, that's how wide it is sidewall to sidewall in millimeters. The aspect ratio is the height divided by the width, also known as the profile, so it's how tall the sidewall is. The R in this case is the construction, R is for radial, B is for bias, and then the 15 is in the rim diameter. So the rim diameter is in inches in this case, unless it is like my 1984 Mustang, in which case it is actually a metric rim. Thank you very much.